I aimed the camcorder, focusing on Lori's terror-stricken face. Tears streamed down her cheeks and onto the strip of cloth around her mouth.
So, Thomas, we have Lori,
I say through a voice modulator.
and now you have her demands.
My associate holds a gun to her head, cold eyes staring into the camera from behind a ski mask.
We are watching, we are listening, and if you attempt to involve law enforcement, we will kill her.
I zoom in, lingering on Lori's pleading eyes while her muffled screams become more hysteric before ending the footage. Lori continues her shrieking for a few moments, before it gradually morphs into laughter. Damon pulls off his mask and removes her gag. "You think he's gonna buy this?" I ask. "Of course. Didn't you see that performance?" she replies, flashing a devious grin. "What if he goes to the cops?" "He wouldn't risk it, trust me. Thomas is such a gullible, stupid, sweet man. It almost makes this too easy." I eject the tape and hand it to Damon. "Make sure no one sees you drop this off." "Yeah, no shit," he says, snatching it from me. We had met Lori in a bar a few days back. She seemed like a wild girl who had trapped herself in the hell of a loveless upper-class marriage and soul-crushing banality. She was bored, she was unhappy, and she was easy on the eyes. Damon and I were more than happy to supply her with drinks until she was loaded enough that she offered us a proposition. At the time, the scheme seemed simple enough. Stage her kidnapping, ransom her husband, split the money. Then she would disappear out of the country with a fake identity. Up until now, everything had gone according to plan. But Damon should have been back by now. It's been hours, and I'm becoming more anxious with every second that passes. It doesn't help that Lori has been pacing the cramped apartment relentlessly. "What the fuck is taking him so long?" "I have no idea," I mutter. "We'll go check. Make sure he didn't fuck this all up." Okay. Just sit tight. Relax." I find Damon's car parked in the shadows away from Thomas's estate, but he is nowhere to be found. Ah, shit. I follow his snowy footprints to the gate swinging in the wind. I notice the front door is also ajar, and my stomach clenches. "Damon," I whisper, creeping inside. A slight scraping sound leads me to the basement door, where a dim light shines below. "Damon?" I descend the stairs to the bottom, where I find Damon suspended from the rafters, unconscious and bleeding. Holy fuck. A dry chuckle from behind me makes me turn. "I see you've met my wife." Thomas smiles, brandishing a syringe and backing me into a corner. "We really are a great team. See, Lori prefers the thrill of the hunt. But myself, I prefer the kill." I'm not really sure when I put it together. I must have been pretty young. Up until then, I guess I just thought it was normal for everybody's reflection to look slightly different than they do. See, I always had this thing about mirrors. I never liked looking into them. They kind of freaked me out. It was like I was looking at something I wasn't supposed to see, so I did my best to avoid them. Reflective surfaces were difficult to avoid completely. They're everywhere. Bodies of water, store windows, a well-polished car, and naturally I would catch glimpses here and there. Sometimes people's reflections would change dramatically, like sporting a different hairstyle, a tattoo that they didn't have, or a pair of glasses they weren't wearing. This puzzled me for a while, but slowly it began to dawn on me. I was seeing into the future. Not very far, but I was certain of it. I began to document whenever I noticed changes in the reflections of people I knew, until I finally figured it out. I was seeing 1 year into the future, down to the very minute. I confirmed this many, many times, until there was absolutely no doubt in my mind. After this revelation, my relationship with mirrors began to change. I sort of embraced this weird and inexplicable ability of mine, finding it useful in some ways. For instance, it was rather thrilling to see an engagement ring appear on the hand of the woman I had just started dating. And again, a couple years later, when her reflection's stomach began to grow round. It was like getting a preview of all the things I had to look forward to. And for a long time, life was good. Up until recently, it felt like I had been given a gift. I never stopped to think about the potential drawbacks. One morning I'd gone to the mirror to greet my future self as usual, when it all came crashing down. My face. It hardly looked like a face anymore. Bruised, swollen, bloody. One of my eyes was hanging out by the optic nerve. The shock of seeing myself that way brought me to tears, and I crumpled to the floor to avoid the awful sight. I convinced myself it couldn't be true. I tried to trick myself into thinking that if I just avoided the mirror, everything would be okay. But inevitably, I caught a glimpse of myself. Rotten, fetid flesh, oozing fluids from my decomposing organs, lips and tongue gnawed away by rodents. It wasn't long. It happened much faster than I expected, before my reflection was nothing more than a shriveled skeletal corpse. Only then did it fully sink in. I never told my family or friends about my ability, so they know nothing of my fate. But I hope they know how much I've cherished these last 364 days with them. Today, I view my reflection for the last time. Hey guys and ladies, thanks for watching. Ooh. I want to thank psyopticnerve for letting me do these. Be good to animals, even people. See ya.
Ja, snämar, björksbus, hörs.